up the tempo. Shawty got no choice but to get low. Ain't the tallest, but I'm ballin' like I'm 6'4". Yeah, the life I live, I was meant for. It's simple, if we up the tempo. Shawty got no choice but to get low. Ain't the tallest, but I'm ballin' like I'm 6'4".
School. You know what it is. You know who it is.
OG Lee in the house. Once again.
Yes, sir.
Thank goodness.
Yes, sir. It's OG Lee.
And thank goodness.
And another one. It's OG Lee UNDE. Back in the building. The best father-son podcast in America.
Stop that.
Stop what?
En el mundo.
In el mundo.
What episode we got today, man?
Today is, if you following Skool Gang, episode 63.
63?
63.
I don't always drink beer. But when I do, I prefer 63. Ajá. Febrero, 2 de febrero.
Oh, we start off, of course. We got to tap in first. Mental health, OG Lee. How you feeling today?
And I'm good, man.
It's a good one today?
Good. Yeah, it started off good, man.
Got something accomplished.
Had a situation, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Woke up, man. I had some, I really wish if I had a lot of, not wish, but wonder. If I had, if I was just stacked to the hilt with money, if I would call somebody in when the least little thing happened, or if I would do it myself. Anyway.
What you think? That's an easy one to wonder about.
Well, I mean, I think I would still want to do it in a way, because to me, it's a challenge more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I saw the floor soppy wet. I was like, oh, shit, what happened? Down by my laundry room. Anyway, did some investigating and found out, man, my sewer drain was backed up.
Oh, damn. What time this morning? Real early?
When I came down, I really was lamping this morning. So I came down at like 10 o'clock or something.
My double digits. That's nice. Retired,
yeah,
right?
Something like that. Maybe even a little later before I really discovered that what the problem was. But anyway, went in there, got the router, man, and became rooter. Boom, put it down there. Bam, bam, bam. And did that thing, man. And it actually worked this time. One time it didn't work because I needed a longer, cord, whatever you call it.
It's called a router?
I just call it a line, a router line, But anyway, I think I got 75 feet. And that time I needed maybe the 100. That's what's next.
When you do it obviously starts flowing. Do you see the blockage or?
No, you don't see the well, unless you are one of them sophisticated people now, because they got a line you could run down that's got a camera on the end of it. But I just do it the old school way, which is run the line until it meets the blockage and then roots it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
when it meets the blockage, you just kind of feel a little resistance type of deal.
Yeah, but the main objective is when you are rooting in the pipe, you're going to see the water standing there because it can't go nowhere. So when you finally hit pay dirt, boom, it starts flowing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you got to really work with the rooter. But anyway, I would not suggest, for people who know about a rooter, I would never suggest for a person who's not done it or seen it done to do it. You got to see it done and then do it yourself a couple of times to get experience with a rooter.
I feel like that for most things, but why do you say that in this scenario?
Because it's run by pop. You got a motor that's running the rooter like that.
Oh,
and if you threading the rooter down the pipe, if you're not careful and that rooter kinks up, backs up, or whatever, it could get your arm in there and rip your freaking arm off. So, and somebody who knows who has happened, who works with rooters will tell you that shit. So you got to know how to use a rooter, and it's not like it's rocket science, but you got to see it done and work with it a few times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what message I'm gonna drop today again on that DEI thing. I would have never been able to do that had I not seen somebody do it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important to let people get in and get experience on shit. Every time my plumber came out, I watched him, whatever he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and then got me one, and then practice each time it happened. But yeah, that's not something that you would want to do without having experience. But again, you gotta let people see stuff, because a lot of times you'd be like, oh wow, now that I saw it, hey, I can do that.
Seeing is believing, they say.
Yeah. And let me say this too, man, real quick. This is a tip that lean in on this.
Ears
If
open.
if you've never had a house and you're gonna buy a house, or even if you've had a house before, you're gonna buy another house. One of the things that I can't stress enough, no matter how much it costs you, and it shouldn't cost you that much, but get you a home inspection. Have a company that's verified, bona fide in doing that, and it'd be best if it's really just a small business, one guy, or a couple guys, because you don't need more than one person to do a home inspection, right? And you want a thorough guy. You want him to take you, if you got, from crawl space to attic, and they should be down to do that if they're a good company. I can't stress that enough. Get you a home inspection, and you will not, you'll be happy you did it. Yeah.
Just kind of know the ins and outs of the house.
Yeah, somebody can explain to you your house from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? Then when something happens, you may not know how to fix it, but you'll at least kind of know how to troubleshoot, right? And then if you're like me, when I first started and had a house, I didn't have any money. So I got a guy on the home inspection tip. He shows me everything from head to toe. And when something happened, I wouldn't troubleshoot it, figuring I can't break no more than what's already broke. And that's how I started learning how to fix shit,
Trial and error.
And then there was times you had to have somebody come in, you said, well, damn, I done got to the point where I don't know, what I'm doing. And you have somebody come in, and then you watch them. You know what I'm saying? They can't tell you, hey, can you get away from me? You in your house. So you just, you don't stand over their shoulder, but you kind of watch them at least to be able to get an idea, that you can try that next from where you got stuck at or whatever.
You said you were lamping a little bit today, so you woke up a little later. Did you see the monumental trade kind of overnight in the NBA world?
Was that Luka for what's his name, tall man, light skin?
AD, Anthony
That
Davis.
was actually I thought that was somebody tripping. That was a real deal?
Real deal. Luka, I think Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris for AD, Max Christie, and then like a 2029 first round draft pick.
I'll tell you, man. I guess I would accept it if I'm with the ball and all of that, but I don't know, man. It's trading around shit like that. Matching people, I guess, on paper, really. Because a lot of times this stuff, it don't pan out, man. But
that's one of the craziest of in the middle of my
and
lifetime.
then my man LeBron, right? You gotta think he wanted AD gone.
They were saying LeBron didn't know. Like he just kind of heard about it while he was out at dinner.
Man, come on. If LeBron didn't know,
that's what I was thinking. What's going on?
Listen, that means that team knows LeBron is on his way out.
Sounds like it.
Because I would be thinking, damn, the last thing I want, if I cared about LeBron being a contributor to the team, last thing I want to do is get this motherfucker mad. If AD is his boy, he gonna be mad as shit just to hear that.
I think the Mavericks definitely got the upper hand, I would say, in the trade. They got a kind of formidable big man rotation now. Yeah. I would say the best probably.
When they make the big trades, man, I always look at the supporting cast, man, because really, you got to look at the support.
Bronny James and who else?
Bronny James, he back up there again?
No, I think he was playing not too long ago, though.
So they had put him down and he came back up?
I think so.
Oh, man. You acting like a yo, baby.
Yeah, I hear
Oh, my God.
Do you know Mac McClung? They do him like that. Like he's
McClung.
never in the league, but then the dunk contest, they always bring him back. He's like a kind of short, white, athletic dunker.
Oh, okay. So they probably got a little 2-week span that they could give him a contract or something.
They last 2 years.
Matt McClung, huh?
Yeah.
I've heard of somebody's name seems like that.
White man bunny.
A short white boy, huh?
Yeah. Or I say short,
They say white men can't jump. You heard about that? And even made a movie about it. But anyway, if you're a short white man, that'd be even worse. if white men can't jump in general, then you're a short white man.
Mhm.
It's terrible.
That's why they bring them out.
Bring them out.
Give some
bring 'em
folks some
out.
hope during that dunk contest.
Give them some hope. Keep hope alive.
Put them out there.
Shout out Jesse Jackson.
Shout out Jesse.
Hey, New School, do your research on Jesse Jackson, man. He's a very important figure. And people have been trying to marginalize him for life, but very important black figure in the whole scheme of things. Jesse Jackson.
What just a short blanket statement. What was his what he did exactly?
Jesse Jackson? Jesse Jackson is really the successor to Dr. Martin Luther King in terms of the civil rights struggle. Mm-hmm. He's a staple in the civil rights struggle of old, and he started things like Operation Breadbasket to feed people. So he's a figure in the civil rights struggle, and also a very important political figure in black history.
Aspect?
No, just from the struggle, from the whole marching thing, and just evolved from that to where he actually ran for president in 1988. And
got some bids, obviously.
He did some things to revive the South. He introduced what was termed the New South, where he was the kind of like the woke person going around the South encouraging people to vote, but specifically for the Democratic ticket, which was what he was on. But Jesse Jackson, he's not quite a Martin Luther King, but for people who know, he was a very, very important figure in the struggle. Very important figure. And I'm surprised that maybe you just quizzing me, but if you I'm surprised you heard of him though, right? Jesse Jackson?
I definitely heard of him.
Very, very important. But people, like I said, they marginalize black figures, but he's a very important figure in the struggle, in the civil rights struggle. Very, very important. And most people don't realize that they piggyback off of people. And where we are right now, man, if it weren't for people like him, we wouldn't be there, man. I'm telling you, the civil rights that black people have, Jesse Jackson is important as anybody.
I definitely know Jesse Jackson. I was really expecting more of like a throwback story of, like Jesse Jackson, like some Black Panther, you know what I'm saying?
He's all that. I don't think he was ever black. As a matter of fact, Jesse Jackson probably was doing civil rights stuff before the Black Panthers.
Before that, okay.
Because he was a student literally of Dr. Martin Luther King. As a matter of fact, at the the Lorena Hotel or something like that. I'm close, but it's right there in Memphis where Dr. Martin Luther
Picture
King
of him holding like an AK or something like that.
No. It was civil rights people, total peace. Never with Dr. Martin Luther King will you see a weapon. Never. Jesse Jackson was his student and was on the balcony when Dr. Martin Luther King got shot. So he became the successor. And for people who used to get around in terms of our people, we always had a person, a spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
At least since the early 20th century. Another important figure, Marcus Garvey. But anyway, Jesse Jackson was very important after Dr. Martin Luther King because he was his successor. Mm-hmm. And he did everything in his power, to fight for civil rights, man. And I think a couple of times people may have tried to shoot at him like they did Dr. Martin Luther King. But yeah, very, very, very important, very important figure. Yeah, very, very important.
Shout out Jesse J, man.
Yeah.
In the last episode, we said we were gonna save it for this episode.
What's that?
But this modern kind of day, everybody is tapped into that good old cellular device.
Cellular. And
I was gonna pose the question. Do you think the access to cell phones is more of a benefit or a distraction?
To who?
To the user.
I mean, it's both.
Depends on the user?
Yeah. Sometimes you want it to be a distraction, depending on the situation. But a cell phone is very beneficial. Mm-hmm. And years ago, I would have never thought, that you could get on this. This is really not a cell phone. This is a data center now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you could imagine, which we use it the same way, but if you could imagine someone, even in a third world country, with this in their hand, it's power. This is a data center. You can
Give you some access.
You can make $1 million with this because you got a trading app, all kinds of trading apps. You can get on here and sell stuff. You know, this is a data center, man, and that's why I'm trying to figure out why kids need these in school, or even if when you in the high school. I mean, I know life has got complicated, but I don't know why it's such a big argument and a fuss and a fight about kids with cell phones in school. It makes no sense. That can only be a distraction if you want an example of a distraction. And I've seen it on these social platforms. Sometimes kids, the older ones, getting into a conflict with their teacher over the cell phone.
Oh, for sure.
To the point where they go to, fisticuffs and shit. And it's usually them Asian students doing that. But anyway, I don't know why you need a cell phone. I don't know why.
Yeah. So how would one propose that? Because you think there's like mandate type of deal? Phones will be.
I think it should be. And because if something happened bad, you blame the principal, right? So since you're gonna put the responsibility on him for everything else, put it on him to be able to shut that down in his school since he's the head of it.
Oh, like an individual school kind of basis.
I think they all should do it, but certainly give it the power to, the principal to do that. Hey, we won't have no cell phones in here. It's going to go back to old school. If you need something that's that, let me ask you this, though, because, see, people do stupid shit to me without using examples.
Mm-hmm.
When have you been in your class? And I know it's happened maybe every once in a blue moon, but when have you been in your class and there was an emergency where they needed somebody just right then? I've never. I'm talking about a medical emergency.
Yeah, need it right now.
And because that's all I constitute as an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
All that other stuff. I mean, if it's a fight, they've got the way, boom, you call it security guards. They're supposed to get on that right quick or whatever. So I don't get what the emergency would be that you need a cell phone.
You got to check TikTok.
I don't know what emergency is. So I would be like, if it's an emergency, old school, so let the teacher know. The teacher will get in touch with the office. If the office needs you to come out and blah, blah, they call your parent, blah, blah. They usually let you call your parent from the base once you get to the office, if they deem it important. That's it. What other reason? I don't get that shit. And the biggest problem to me is how people use that and start going back and forth about it. I really want to hear some of the reasons that your kid needs you know what I'm saying, to get in touch with you.
Try to think of one. What's one that you could possibly think?
None. Just dumb shit like, Mom, where you left the keys and, stupid shit like that.
You gonna bring my lunch?
Yeah, that type of shit. Yeah. It's like, okay, but it's just to make an argument about something.
And when you gonna bring Chick-fil-A today,
when you old school, like I said, you just like, because you already been through this and know what works. Because some of the things people do nowadays works better. And I say you use that, you go for that. You know what I'm saying? But something like the phones in school, you just sit back and watch people argue about that, the reasons that they need it. And it's shit like that. And the students will have the audacity to do stuff like that while the teacher's up there teaching.
Man, in my school, they have definitely seen people get checked out unprepared for like a test to go home and study. Mm-hmm. Craziness.
Wow. See, I'm not even going to go there, but that's a different thinking right there. That's a different thinking. Because my dudes would just not come. They said, I wasn't there for the preparation. I'm not coming for the test day. But yeah, I know. Yeah,
And of course, proximity to the school sometimes helps in those situations. But yeah,
got out there and got in their car, went home. Yep. But back in the day, and I hate to say it, but a lot of stuff has changed. But at the high school level, especially, which I didn't go that many years, but my mom never. I don't ever remember my mom stepping 1 foot. Matter of fact, I don't remember my mom stepping 1 foot in my junior high school. Really, she might have came for
grade school,
parent teachers conference, But if parents don't come to that now, they wasn't coming to that really back then. Every once in a while, I guess she would come to a PTA. But her emphasis on education was making sure, hey, what work you got? You're sitting down doing your work.
She helped with homework.
Up until I would say my mom really was on me to about like the 8th grade or something like that. And it was because that was the level at which she could help. You know what I'm saying? Her education was 11th grade, but she was pretty literate. But
pretty literate or ignorant?
Literate. She could write and all that shit. Do whatever anybody needed to do that was functional. But just at that time, and I don't know if it was due to pregnancy or whatever, but because back then, women were girls even were getting pregnant and married even off, married off at young ages. So I don't know why she didn't go all the way through. She said she stopped at 11, but she emphasized education up until the point, like I said, to where she could. So once you go through a generation, and our math becomes algebra, calculus, all this type. She's like, I can't help you. All I got to do is, hey, boy, did you do your work?
I know
what
English.
Yeah,
I speak English.
So she could only help up until where she could help.
Yeah.
But again, always emphasize education.
For sure. I say she did a good job, man. She did
I
a good job.
I wouldn't say I'm the good job. I would say maybe look at my sister.
In regards to schooling? Or
yeah,
what?
and intellect and intelligence and shit.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know, man.
You got that wisdom,
I'm
man.
that tradesman, man. No, I tell you, I try to do a little bit of everything, man. And I would suggest for young people to try that. Because I tell you, a lot of people are skeptical about doing things thinking that they'll mess something up.
Fear of failure.
Because people, a lot of times, and I'll give you a distinct example. People, a lot of times, from the time a kid is young, will train them to not explore. Sit down. Don't touch that. Get your hands up. You're going to break that. You see my cell phone? That's why it's all cracked up right now. I look up, my grandkids got it, doing something with it. I never stop them. I don't want them to, but if they break it, I know I can always get another one. But them learning all the shit they can learn on it, I'll take that risk. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that shit is going to advance them. I'm not going to stop them. Don't do that. That'll stop them from other shit. I want them to explore. Go doing all kinds of shit. That's how you really learn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to break some shit, but have that spirit that just says, man, shit, I'll try that. I ain't messed up about it. I'll try that. Shit, I'll try that. You know what I'm saying?
That childlike spirit. They say keep that. Keep
Yeah.
that up in you a little bit. Stay inquisitive.
Yeah, don't always be so quick. Stop, you're going to break that. What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Are they doing something to where they can learn something? Can you teach them something from what they're doing or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So think about that. I mean, there's some things you do got to tell them, get your ass down. You know what I'm saying? That shit costs too much or whatever it is. You're going to break that. I'm going to break your ass, as they used to say. But,
break my foot off in your ass.
Some things you can let them explore, man. Some things are not that deep. All right. What's the next thing?
Man, the next thing, man, I was going to tell these schoolies if they...
Hey.
Whoa.
You going to tell them to subscribe?
Yes, I was going to tell them they need
Tell
to
them
like,
what's the thing you said you do?
comment,
Notification thing.
subscribe, and they need to turn on that notification bell.
And
bro.
tell your mama about us.
Tell your
Go
mama,
tell your mama.
your grandmama,
I don't understand
your
why you're not
auntie,
telling your mama.
your brother, sister. Go
Shoot.
tell your pops to tap in with my pops, man. But it's old school, new school. It's UNDE, OG Lee, man.
Hey, I'm telling you something, man.
Give me a little refill. What you telling us?
That's why I'm telling these people to tell your mama to tap in. I'm getting ready to start. And I'm laughing because one of my clients was telling me something that was funny. I won't share that here, but I'm going to share it with the people who sign up once I get this going. I'm getting ready to start a network, man. Because
OGN?
I was watching, I think it was Oprah, a few years ago, and she had this lady on from Ebony, and she was saying that the black women, once they get to be 40, they got to be real careful because of their makeup, genetic makeup, blah, 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 they could become obese. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up a network because a lot of black women who are obese, they're complaining they can't find a man in America. So I decided I'm going to start this network I'm starting in Africa. This place I started in Africa, they love oversized women.
Okay, you about to be the
So I'm gonna
plug.
hook up this network between
Tell me,
this
what's the
place.
name of it?
I can't. What?
Oh, you-
It's the oversized network.
Okay.
Oversized
OSN.
network. But I'm not gonna be divulging too much. But it's going to be making that connection, and everybody's gonna like it because it's genuine. See, these guys, they love that. They come after that strong. They come after that. Whereas a black man might say, "Hey, I want this, that. I want somebody who's curved." And blah. These men, they want somebody like that. So it only stands to reason if you put these two together, that in the middle of it, ching, oversized network coming real soon. So look out for that.
Crazy, man. Hey, this old school, new school, OG Lee UNDE. I'm gonna get a little refill, a little woo-sa.
Woo-sa.
I'm gonna be right back, man. Go like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Be right back.
And we are back, baby.
Back up on the scene.
Nice off a fresh little woo-sa. Filled up our flask. You know, we back. We 63, man. Come on, 63.
Did we give a little? Is it tres?
It's tres, sir. Come on, you already drank your favorite beer and all that.
Stop.
We checked in on our mental health.
Stop doing those woosahs then,
The
man.
woosahs, man, they help you out. They get you right back. Or they threw you off track this time, huh?
All the time.
But we back, man. We tapped in
All
with the
the
mental health. It's old school, new school. Y'all know it's the best father-son podcast in America.
En el mundo.
I was thinking, this second
Hey,
half.
did you go to church this morning?
I didn't go to. Excuse me. I didn't go to the.
That ain't nothing but the devil.
The normal, to a church home, but I have church. I'll say every day, in one way or another.
I noticed when I played it back, I didn't realize this, but we did these last couple during the day. And when you look, you can see the sunlight coming through.
Coming on.
Beautiful day today, February 2nd, Sunday, 58 degrees in Little Rock, Arkansas.
It is feeling beautiful out there. I was like this outside, I didn't
Sun
warm
is
up
shining.
Yeah, short
The
sleeves.
weather is sweet. Make you want to move.
You're dancing me now.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, man.
But we were making an observation, a little talking before we started shooting.
Yeah.
You were kind of saying how you were observing, looking around, how you don't really see kids playing outside anymore.
Yeah, man. The youth them dead.
The youth them.
The youth them dead out here.
What you think did it? Combination of things?
Yeah.
Give me
The people stop joking, so they stop joking. That's the problem. You got too many people want to be man want to be man want get on man,
man,
woman
batty
want
boy.
woman, you know what I mean?
Okay, I see that.
You can't get a family where you
So
I
would
the
say
same thing,
that plus the increase in screen time. I would think that'll about do it for the kids
For the
outside,
kid?
huh?
Nah, really, man. Kids, I think people they having less kids. And when you look over like 12 years, 15 years, you look around and be like, a lot of families are not having kids. Some of it they say, they can't afford them. Even of the people who are not, of the heterosexual people, which is still plenty of those. They say, hey, I really got to look at that now. You know what I'm saying? Got to be responsible, man. If I, mess around and, get pregnant, I'm gonna have to go kill it, with an abortion.
Jeez,
Can't
harsh
afford it.
truth. But so you're a father of 3, grandparent. What would you say is the most expensive part in kind of raising a kid?
Literally?
Yeah.
Shit, it's taking care of them while you go out to work to take care of them.
Daycare type?
Yeah. That's the most expensive thing. And that's another thing too that, you got to look at. I hope it doesn't happen. But sometimes when you get these new administrations, somebody in the administration might feel like, if people have kids, they should do all the stuff to do with kids. The government shouldn't have to help them. what is this voucher thing where you helping to pay for daycare or what? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hopefully that doesn't get going because they're trying to cut. And when they try to cut, it's very important to understand they are trying to deal with the lowest hanging fruit. And poor people, unfortunately, are the lowest
They're low.
hanging fruit. See?
They low, my people.
You got no blowback, right? Let's say you do something to people who have a way to get legal representation, right? They can afford it.
Uh-huh.
I probably would not want to do something to that group of people as quick as I would the ones that, hey, they just have to grin and bear it.
Yeah, they go up there themselves sometimes.
Yeah. But it is what it is.
It is what
It is what it is. Hey, we still free.
We
still free. Thank God Almighty, we is still free.
We are free right there.
But
and,
especially up in here.
And you know that bell right there, that's just an indication of a good old mind crusher.
Mind.
And the mind crusher today is titled Something is Happening with the Squirrels.
The squirrels?
The squirrels. Something is happening with the squirrels.
Why go on with the squirrels?
It all happened so quickly. A few months ago, the squirrels started killing themselves, jumping off trees, cliffs, and tall buildings, shooting themselves with guns, overdosing on painkillers. Nobody knows what's driving them to end their lives. Is it climate change? A lack of acorns? Existential angst? You're in charge of a task force whose mission is to understand what's going on and stop it. Congress has given you unlimited money in 6 months, and if you fail, Congress will kill you. What do you think is happening, and how will you prove it?
I'm just a squirrel, baby, trying to get a nut. That's what the cool brothers used to say back in the day. How you doing, my man? Hey, I'm all right, brother.
Just a squirrel trying to
If
get
I
a nut,
had your
playboy.
turn, if I had your hand, I'd turn mine in, playboy.
baby.
I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut, playboy.
Squirrel trying to get a nut.
But no,
Jack
man,
Cat.
the squirrels, I don't know, man. I tend to just do some comparisons sometimes. And you know what did we say about comparison?
It's a thief of joy.
It is the thief of joy.
Mm-hmm.
But the squirrels is tired of shit, man. The squirrels are tired
Just
of
pissed
shit.
off. How you gonna find it out? You gonna get a little squirrel task force together? You gonna
Well,
put cameras out?
what I want you to do is watch and listen to this lady right here.
The quality of the produce in Walmart. I don't like to get out and about, so I stay at my house as much as possible. So I have my groceries delivered, and I was using Kroger for quite a while, but Walmart has more to offer, so I started using Walmart for my deliveries because then I can get things for the yard or the house or whatever. So anyway, I've been using it really, I guess, maybe about two and a half years now. And the quality of the produce and the vegetables at Walmart was fine. But now I get vegetables that go bad in 2 days, you know. And the first thing that I thought about, and which is probably what is happening, y'all, they're doing the crap that there was a Kroger in the black neighborhood in Little Rock, and they did that to really all the stores in the black neighborhoods. They would take the leftovers from the white stores, the stores in predominantly white neighborhoods. They will take that stuff and they'll bring it to the black neighborhood. Okay? That's what was happening at Kroger in Little Rock. And to me, it seems like that's what's happening at Walmart here in Jacksonville. We know we got a big, beautiful Walmart down the street in Cabot. And then there's one in North Little Rock. Well, two in North Little Rock, Sherwood area. So what I think is happening, is that they are taking the leftover produce and fruits from those stores and putting them in the Jacksonville Walmart because Jacksonville has a large black population.
Right. So she is saying that, and I told you I was going to transition into this. She is literally saying, she's calling me now. Anyway, she is literally saying that when she goes into a neighborhood store, that they are actually selling her vegetables and fruits and sometimes other items that will expire pretty soon. She says, if I go in today, stuff they're selling me is expiring in 2 days.
Mm.
But what she is alleging and thinks that she really knows, and I kind of feel her on this, and that is that the Kroger's and some of these other stores in the black neighborhoods, they will take products from the white neighborhoods and put those in the black neighborhood where they're kind of soon to expire, and then putting the freshest stuff in the white neighborhoods.
Mm.
So this is the kind of stuff that the squirrels are tired of. If it's actually happening, and this is why you have your proof. This is you see the squirrels, they're going crazy because they're tired of all of this type of discrimination and what have you, and it's just getting to them to the point where hey, they can't take it anymore.
They just wilding out.
Now let me ask you this, because this is something, since I like to talk about real things.
Mm-hmm. Not
And
squirrels.
I wish that we could really have something live going to talk to these people. Because this is the question.
Bam, bam, bam.
You own a food chain. And you own food chains, the stores in black neighborhoods and white neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens that these stores in the white neighborhood, we get more profit from these stores because they spend more money with us.
Mm-hmm. Sounded very American.
And then on these other stores, we like these customers because they make us money too, but they don't make us as much. But from both of them, we want to keep both of our customers. Now, we're making a decision behind the scenes, and we hope nobody necessarily finds out. But we got stuff that has to be sold. We're trying to push it. That's how we make profits. And we got stuff that's constantly coming in too. Now, these white people over here, they just happen to be white. They just happen to be, some of them happen to be lawyers. Some of them happen to be doctors. Some of them happen to be pharmacists. Some of them happen to be engineers, architects, right? These poor people, a lot of them are on public assistance. And we do appreciate their money because they bring in these things with these cards from the government. So we appreciate their money too. But we have to make a decision with our inventory. So the question is, when it comes in, do we give the good fresh food that maybe has a lot of times 7, maybe 8 days, 10 days, right? Do we put that in the black area? And not just black, because usually the black area the Hispanics go to too. Right? So, but the question is, do we, and remember, we're making these decisions behind the scenes, and I'm sure many more are made like this. We're hoping nobody really just puts it out there, right? Which one would you do as a manager, right? And you as a manager probably are going to make money based on the profits that that store or that department makes, right? What you going to do, right, to keep your inventory flowing? The first time you start putting that produce with these people over here who happen to be white, right? They're going to start complaining, right? And so which is going to be stronger? Even if these poor people complain, right? Which ones do you want to deal with? And which one do you want to start maybe withdrawing their money?
The ones without the legal representation.
Say that again now?
So the ones without...
That's the ones you're going to give the good...
No.
Okay. So in other words, that's the question. Right? And what is the normal person going to do who's looking at it? This is my career. This is how I make money. And this is how I think it'll be okay. Because these black people over here, they're getting their vegetables and their fruits, and the white people are getting theirs. So everything is cool. I don't even really think that I'm doing anything wrong. So when you look at it and have that, that you got to deal with, and as I said, I think so many things are done in the society like that, right? So what do you think about that, and how would you handle that? You're the grocery store manager, and that's what you're faced with.
Well, in a business situation like that, of course, they're just gonna be looking at strictly profitability. So if it comes to it that putting the more less to expire groceries over here, where the more money is being made, and that's more profitable on the books,
That's what you would do.
No, I mean I wouldn't. I would want equality, of course.
But the thing about it is, you came in getting this job, and anybody talking about no equality. You're talking about can you manage this produce department? And again, you got those incentives that they would give you, like anybody in any department. Hey, if you do more than this, you get this, blah blah blah. Yeah. And you, as a black person, literally knowing that that's how we do our inventory. We do it with the black people get the older stuff, and the white folk get the fresher stuff. Yeah. So what you gonna do?
I mean, to keep the job like it is, and you have to do what's been done.
No. I'm asking you, what would you do? But you don't have to say to keep the job. Now, that part is right, to keep the job. But then you said you would have to do. That's where choice comes in.
I just told you that I would keep it equality, but then you change it up and
said that I couldn't do that. What you mean when you would keep it equality?
Where the same produce would just be going to the same stores.
Oh, so you would sparse it out? Yep. Give me an idea of what you're talking about.
A load of 30 cabbage come in. There's 3 stores. It'd be 10 cabbage to each store type of deal.
Okay.
Well, of course, you would look at how cabbage is being kind of allocated between the stores,
Okay. So, but
I wouldn't necessarily like, oh, well, these are better. I would do this here if I was
okay. So, if doing it that way, you start getting complaints from some of the more affluent stores, what would you do?
Adhere to the complaints, probably. I mean, unless it's my own personal store.
The complaint is that our we don't seem to be getting as much fresh produce as we used to. That's the complaint.
Okay.
So, and you can write it by steering the fresher produce towards them, and then looping the ones as they're getting older, the ones that they don't want, loop that to the poorer people. And as a matter of fact, you get less complaints from the poorer people, even though the ones that know that, man, this produce, as the lady was saying, this produce, I keep it for 2 days and wow, it's already rotten, So what would you do?
Forcing my decision a bit, but I would do it just that way. If there's no complaint, everything's good.
Well, there's not no complaints. There's just less complaints than the white people. But the complaints are from the black people that this produce seems not to be lasting me more than a couple of days. And they're not saying it because they don't know necessarily that you're doing that with the fruit with the white people first, but they're just complaining about the quality of it.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of like I was saying, the business decision would be with wherever the profits are.
So in other words, you would just go on with the way the store is doing it, which would be the fresher fruit goes to the people who happen to be white and spending more money with us than the black people.
Yeah. I would allocate per store, like I said originally, everybody get 10, 10, and 10.
No, we already said that don't work. The complaints from these people have made them make the decision that, hey, again, this is profits and loss.
Okay, so I don't have a decision for equality. So basically, I would have to agree to what's being done in a situation, like a real life situation to keep my job.
In other words,
I would keep doing this.
They call it to keep maintaining the status quo.
Yeah,
that's what you would do.
Yeah, or you really didn't give me an option in this decision.
No, the option is that you say, well, I'm not going to work for this store.
Okay,
I'll quit. But most people are not going to do that, right? Because you make maybe a good little lick, and then boom, they even say they give you a bonus if you keep making things right and make giving a profit over this amount, blah blah blah. Right.
So I got fired. It sounds like
you got fired.
Yeah, I tried to do it equally. I was a trailblazer.
No.
They shut me down.
No. They didn't shut you down. What they said, they came to you and said, hey, we see what you're doing. And matter of fact, your manager happened to be black. He said, hey, I see what you're doing, bro. I tried that shit. And, they came to me and said, hey, look, you want to keep this job? The way we got things working, we had them working before you got here. This is the way we do things.
Yeah.
End of story. You want to work here? Okay. Go to the NAACP, whoever you want to go to, but this is the way we do things here, right? And at that point, you got to make a decision. You got wife, kids,
that
blah,
might
blah,
be
blah.
when I start wearing the wire to work. I might be going full on whistleblower, just shutting down the whole operation.
Well, as I said, I don't think that there are a lot of situations that are not worked like this, right? So again,
Right.
you this is what I would say to you, okay? Because you going full steam with the wire, and so ultimately that would mean you're going to come out with some information.
No, I would be wearing this wire once I had one of these conversations. Like we're like, okay, hey, they don't care. I don't care if you go to the NAACP and all that. Yeah, I will start.
Okay, so you
gathering
start,
audio information.
you start
for sure.
gathering information, right?
Yeah.
What is it being gathered for?
Just to prove the fact that goods and stuff are just being allocated unfairly between
Who are you going to prove it to?
Who would I prove it to?
You're getting this information to prove it to who?
I'll have a lawyer for sure.
You would
Legal
have a lawyer?
representation they're scared of. Yeah.
Okay, to do what? What ultimately do you want to get from the lawsuit?
Discrimination in the workplace, putting it on the forefront.
Okay, so you got to pay the lawyer.
Got to do that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're fired now. No, what you came out right, so you fired now. You no longer have income from them anyway.
I
right?
didn't get fired yet. I just had the conversation with my manager, whoever that was, not caring if I went to.
But if you got a lawyer already and all that, that means that you brought this forward to say, hey, I wanted to file a discrimination lawsuit, right? So that means that you don't work for them anymore.
Or I had a lawyer. I can't have a retainer lawyer.
If you think you could find one, because he ain't gonna be making no money. He's gonna put a lot towards this case when he know a lot of discrimination is going on and a lot of discrimination lawsuits have went by the wayside, right? He probably knows that.
But have they had audio tracks?
Well, the thing that I'm even getting to before we get that information is you're gonna find a lawyer that's down to do that without, paying them.
Perhaps I might know a guy.
I mean, the reality is you would have to say that, yeah, you do know a guy, not know maybe or whatever, because the ultimacy of it is now that you don't have a job is maybe you want to get some, compensatory damages now. You know what I mean? Because you don't have a job now. You don't get this $110,000, $12,000 job no more.
What did I get fired for, though? That's what I got a little lost.
You bring a lawsuit against us trying to say that we're going to fire you for that alone once we find out you're trying to do something against us.
I didn't even do any lawsuit yet, man. What you talking?
Well, why you got a lawyer?
I have a lawyer, bro. I'm not one of the poor people. I have a lawyer.
Okay, so what is the move that you made that when you decided, that they weren't being fair to people, right? And you decided you didn't want to do it.
That's what I'm trying to figure out with my lawyer. How am I getting fired just because
you
what I
work
said?
For them, right?
The black.
Did you decide to go along with their plan? Yes or no?
I did go. No, I didn't initially because I started allocating the 30 cabbages.
So they decided
10,
that
10,
didn't
10.
work. That don't work.
Yeah.
So did you coming back through the work like it's nothing and keep doing what you're doing to make it work? Or you like you're doing? You saying you somehow eventually you're gonna file a discrimination lawsuit against them?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna do that, or are you gonna do what
no,
they said?
I'm coming back to work.
Uh-huh.
Right after I tried to allocate the 10 cabbages.
Right.
My manager tells me, who's my black manager, we having one of the cold conversations. Like, bro, they don't care you trying to help out all the other different races and things. You need
really?
I'm
supervisor. Really?
No, he's telling me this already. Like, bro, I tried that.
Okay.
They gonna get your ass on out of here if you don't. You know what I mean? They get 20, we get 5 and 5. Okay, so I'm trying to do all. So I'm like, all right. So that's when I first queued in. I'm still coming to work and doing what I need to do, but at this point, I'm like, all right, I need to. So I asked my guy, like, who would be above my manager, whoever we would have, what it would be a discrepancy that'll come about. They would be like, Ian, what's going on? We do 20 over here, 5 and 5, and then I'll be like, what? What's going on? I would be wired up at this point. Once I realize there's an issue, I didn't even realize that there was an issue. So that's how it would be. I wouldn't be
right, but you wired up.
Yeah.
And what's the ultimate reason you wired up is what I'm asking.
To hear why it's not 10, 10, and 10. Like you're saying it has to be.
You hear it. We hear it. And you got that tape. Oh, I got the tape. Like Rodney King, they saw the tape. They beat the shit out of everybody. Oh, they got the tape. So now they got your tape, or you got the tape, right? You still work for them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is to ultimately bring any grievance against them, they know that you are the plaintiff. So they're going to fire you is what I'm saying. So now you got to do whatever with your attorneys and you don't have the income from them is what I'm saying. So most people knowing, again, the point I'm just making is most people will not go through all of this trying to be Malcolm X of the supermarket. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, you asked the question, bro.
But I'm saying to see what you would do, and I'm bringing it around to most people would not say, even if they were lucky enough to have that job, they wouldn't say, hey, you know, I'm gonna go along with, you know, what I want to do, which is to do the 10-10-10 or however they thought they should do it, right? They're gonna say, look, I know this shit has been going on, I hate it, whatever, but I get paid good, I get a bonus, my kid gets to go to drum lessons, my daughter goes to dance and all of this. I'm gonna just let things go on the way they are, and I try to get the freshest food I can over to them, and just leave it at that for now, because that's the way this society is. I think most people would end up doing that, right? Yeah. Bottom line. And that's how decisions are made on a lot of things. If it's business, you got to look at it and say, look, these people are going with the money. But I did say this the other day. If it's not where you're doing, say, government, you know, the cards, the EBT cards or whatever, if you're not doing that and you got money, of course, you're working other places. You're bringing money into that place. So that place usually has a competitor. And if the competitor is not doing that, for instance, then what you could do individually and even as a group to really put impact on it is do what? Hey, don't go over there to such and such store. Boom, go to this store. And after a while, like I said, they'll still feel, even though these people over here are bringing them profit, they're gonna miss this profit over here, especially if you do it organized and it's just boom, damn, that much is gone all of a sudden. It's just like a drug deal or anybody else. Somebody is tapping into my shit, right? So it may make them make a decision that might say, hey, you know, we may do some things that these people want a little bit more. Now that we see in a block, they take their money somewhere else. So, but yeah.
Gotta make a change. Gotta make a change.
Yeah, man. So that lady, she had a point in bringing that out. She's outing people, you know. And
now what if she has some audio? She has some audio of these people saying, well, you know, that's just what
this
we
is
do.
The thing. She's a relatively older lady. So you want to first give her credibility kind of on her experience when she starts to say that, hey, you know, I used to could buy my fruit and my fruit would last me a week. Now, you know, I buy it and man, 2 days, it's already just about rotten. You know, you kind of, you know, give the culture, you know, the elderly that she knows that, you know what I mean? She's been shopping at this place for a long time. She pays attention to that as much as she knows that, hey, milk is on sale. And she tells her friends, milk is on sale over at such and such for $1, you know, whatever it is. Yep. So, you know, she's got the credibility on that strength.
I trust the old lady. I trust the old lady. Oh, okay, hold on.
Anyway, she know what it is. We go on.
She know what it is. She know what it is. This, you know, we gotta hit the checklist. We can't just, we hit which last episode we missed one, which you gonna get to.
Yo, but shout out to Hit 'em Up. Hit 'em Up. You listen to us now, man? Hit 'em Up. Yeah. Shout out, Hit 'em Up.
In the building.
Hit 'em up.
This is the good old word of the day. And we people putting these in their bags.
Word of the day.
Just to understand
word of
the vocabulary that you're using. But we've been through some figures of speech. On the agenda today, we have got assonance.
That what?
Assonance.
Assonance?
Assonance.
Now that, is it have something to do with somebody acting like an ass?
It does not.
Oh.
Assonance.
Because I said
most simply
just cut that short and call them my ass. What's all this assonance? Go ahead.
Simply defined, it's a repetition of a vowel sound kind of within words.
Repetition of a vowel sound kind of in words.
Within words, you know? So something like keep your eyes on the prize. That eyes and eyes in there.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
No pain, no gain.
So you say that again. Give me the definition again.
The repetition of vowel sounds within words.
The repetition of vowel sounds. So eyes and prize with the vowel sound would be the. But you know what? Well, how do you spell the eyes in that?
Different way. It's just more of the sound, but it's EYES and then the sound of the IZE.
Right. You know, I thought that's why I always tell people English is a very difficult.
The sound,
language,
that sound,
right?
just the sound here.
Because you're saying the vowel sounds, right? And eyes and prize, right? Vowels make the same sound but totally different letters. And you know, this is one of the words, because a lot of people know this. They teach you this when you first start learning. What are your vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y.
Sometimes Y.
And I would always say, when is that sometimes that the Y makes the vowel sound? I don't know any words. Eyes is one of those words where that sometimes Y as a vowel comes in.
Right.
A little known fact.
Come on, man. We learning with our words of today, man. Learn episode by episode.
Well, let's just expound on this assonance, man. Got any other examples?
I don't. Let me see if I could think of one. No, I don't have one off the top, honestly. I was about to butcher. I was about to say the same one. Eyes on the prize, but that's
But anyway,
one flies demise.
One will come to you. One will come to you. Anywho, what else we got on the agenda? What's
the agenda. I was gonna.
Wait a minute. We're gonna pick this up. Hit the Bitcoin a little bit in the end. Don't forget about that.
That's what I was about to.
But we gotta talk real quickly about these tariffs, man.
Okay.
This is the tariffs went into place February 1st, but that was a Saturday. So there hasn't been any kind of market since the tariffs went into effect. So February 3rd, which is a Monday, will be the first market day, trading day, and that kind of thing of anything since the tariffs have been in place. So if everything goes like they're saying, and Trump has signed all the things, and we hit the ground running Monday, nobody's gonna know how to take that market until it happens.
Right. It's gonna come out hot.
Because we could take it like some people are saying, the tariffs are coming in. Any country's gonna make it where they bring in higher prices because of that, right? Because they're gonna raise the prices. So they're saying that some of the things that they don't even think about that we use are gonna go up because we've been importing them from other countries and we don't even realize it. We just see them in Walmart or something like that.
What's the most important?
I don't know, man, but there's some of everything. They say we get things from Canada that we don't realize, and we get a whole shitload of stuff from Mexico, right?
I heard Canada was gonna be the most kind of like,
because we get a lot of stuff from Mexico, a lot of stuff from Canada that we don't realize. So I don't know a lot of it, but the bottom line is with whether it's Canada or whether it's Kuwait, if you put tariffs on the people, they're gonna raise the prices to us, right? But this is the thing that you got to think about when you're dealing with somebody like Trump and the people who are like Trump, with all due respect to them. When these things happen and affect price, let's be real, right? Because there are a lot of billionaires and certainly a lot of millionaires in America.
They don't feel that much. Yeah, they don't feel that.
So if we have to do this, like they say, in the name of austerity, we'll just have to, tighten our belts. They're saying, tighten our belts. But to us, tightening our belts is like, yo.
Boy, taking our shoes off and our pants.
We need to do this, though, right? Even though it's going to be painful, we need to do it because we got to release ourselves from China. We don't want to get so many products from China. People are so, broke and shit. They're like, yo, I don't give a damn about whatever you're doing with China. Bring those prices back. I don't give a damn about all this politics. But, man, so you don't know how the market is going to take that, right? Because the market could say, hey, well, that's President Trump, giving these people tariffs. We're being tough. He's making America great again. And the markets, I guess, could look at that good. But I'm thinking, man, people are going to look at that and say, look, man, these people are going to make the middle class people hurt because again, somebody's got to do something. Somebody got to pay.
Somebody got to
The
pay.
rich people know how to keep theirs. The poor people, they don't have it. It flows to the middle class. That's the bulk of America. That's who moans, man.
God
So
damn.
I'm interested to see tomorrow what happens, man. Because I say that President Trump has been put where he is to do some audacious shit. And when the people start suffering from it, their basic response is going to be the thing that he's doing. I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? So he's put in place a second time, unprecedented, really, unless it's way back history, where he does a term, skips, gets back in. You know what I'm saying? That lets him know from the first term the shit he messed up on. He got time to think about it, gets it back. So that's why he know I'm coming in running this time. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing some audacious
get my team
shit.
right real quick.
And hey, you have to always think. They say there's no I in team, but he got a team and a bunch of people around him in the Republican Party and the Republican people that's behind him. So he's gonna do some audacious shit.
January 6th type.
And it's gonna affect people so bad. But again, they are gonna think nothing of it because they're expecting him to always do something that's unpredictable and audacious.
Unprecedented,
and boy,
president.
I'm telling you, this guy, President Trump, with all due respect, he is really going to do things to support his team because he realizes what, he didn't do the first time. And that's really what the real thing is to be concerned about. Because really, it really helps a person, if not even in 2 consecutive terms, but just in one, skip one, and then come. That lets you really see what needed to be done, seeing what was done with the Biden administration, and coming back in, like I said, like gangbusters, and start changing everything around and quick.
Kicking doors and changing doors.
First 2 years, he got to do it. But man, just tighten your belts, man. Tighten your belts because he's looking out for his crew. He gang. But
kicking doors and changing locks.
Yeah, these middle class people who went for Republicans, they're gonna be surprised because when middle class people hurt, there is no party affiliation. Poverty and pain and shit like that affects everybody who's in that class. It don't matter what your race is. Hallelujah!
Come on, send us out a little bit on that note. That's a perfect.
Bit? Let's see what the bit is, man. Let's see what the bit is.
Talk that bit.
Let's see what the bit is.
See what she's looking like.
Bitcoin, by the way, if you don't know, Bitcoin. Let's
capitulated a bit.
Man, that stuff is to draw you in on the dips. But I would say that even with Bitcoin, I still would be down with it, but I would not go in at this time on the Bitcoin.
Too volatile?
Yeah, it hasn't really hit its lows that it could hit. And so if I'm looking at it, as I said, with Bitcoin, you want to look when this cycle hits, and I think it'll hit probably starting, really in this month. You're going to see some things. So I mentioned this Cardano before, and it's, the symbol is ADA. If people do the cryptos. And I would tell people, man, that this is a play that would help you if you want to get in on something on like the ground floor, where if you wanted to say just invest or consider it gambling. This could be a part of your speculative 10%. But that Cardano, it's capitulating some, and it's 81 cents. The last time I talked about it, I think it may have been 97. I'm telling you, 81 cents. See, when if you look at Bitcoin is not going to go up 3 or 4 times right quick. But when the cryptos, the other ones catch fire, the ones that have, now it can't be any of them. It's got to be those that have a good ecosystem. And one of the things I'm going to tell you, which you may learn about eventually, and that is Cardano has never had any downtime on its network. And once you start learning about crypto, just that alone gives it value. And you're going to start seeing what I'm talking about eventually. So if I were you, you may not know anything about crypto. So you might go, what are these places? Coinbase,
Robinhood.
They've got different ones. Just do at least your research on that. Anyway, same thing. Go to the place. Got to show them your credentials. Get you an account and look at purchasing some Cardano. This is not financial advice. I'm just saying, man, I've been following Cardano for a little bit and really like what I hear from Charles Hoskinson, man. And I've never seen from any of these coins a CEO that gets that involved with the people who are part of the network. So for that reason alone, I'm just saying, pay attention to Cardano because it stands a chance of going up in terms of multiples much more so than Bitcoin, but especially in the short term. But anyway, that's my take on the cryptos for now.
A little bit.
Don't worry about Bitcoin. If you got it, still stand pat because it's going to do its thing.
It's going to do it. Hey, it's old school, new school.
And I'm out of him.
UNDE.
I was up in him.
OG Lee.
I'm out of him.
Best Father Son Podcast, man. Episode 63. You know, man. We love you, Schoolie gang. Like, comment, subscribe. Be cool with me. Come school with me, man. OG Lee, UNDE. Old school.
And we are.
We out! Tallest, but I'm ballin' like I'm 6'4".